Okay, here we go. Hello, guys. Zerms is flying high here with your hosts, myself, and also the Jacob Man, with tonight's special guests of Jaden S, aka Nerd555, and C Rapper Forever is going to be joining us tonight. Um,
Hmm.
yep. Basically, here this is going to be a little bit different than normal right there because there's not a lot of topics to go over. Like there's a lot of bits, small bits of news that happened over the course of the last time we did the TSC combos right here. Obviously, there's some big news right there that is like very freaking messed up that happened right there that we probably will go over a bit because it was a very big important piece of news about that tragedy that happened in Jacksonville. But we're gonna
Uh-huh.
go over like other things first because we don't want to freaking immediately bring down the this episode Team America combos immediately for that. Okay, we're gonna talk about various stuff today, and today the first thing we're gonna do is talk about the Nintendo Direct. Nintendo Direct right there just happened about 5 hours ago, well, 5.5 hours ago. That basically announced a bunch of new stuff for the game here. Bunch of new stuff from Nintendo, and basically they had a lot of freaking good shit that they announced right now. There was a couple very fucking awesome surprises right there, and there was a couple of like pretty cool surprises too. Obviously, there's been a lot right there. Let's start with the main one that they actually revealed right there, which was Luigi Mansion's 3, which is a welcome freaking surprise right there because no one really expected that. They were kind of hinting at that with the last Nintendo Direct right there, that was just mainly Smash, and obviously they finally revealed it right there, and I was definitely happy with it
It's
because
pretty cool, not gonna lie.
yeah. Have you ever played the Luigi's Mansion at all, guys?
Oh yeah,
Who
of course, man. I play like both of them. I play like both of
who
these
hasn't
games.
played Luigi's Mansion? That's probably one of my favorite GameCube games. As Luigi is my favorite of the Mario characters. I know he player 2S boy, but he my boy. And I'm glad that he got his. I'm glad he got 3 games. He got his first. He got his second game, Dark Moon, on the 3DS. Really recommend y'all play that. And Nintendo, if you're listening, maybe give us all 3 games on the Switch. Maybe. There you
Maybe.
go. But yeah, I was very surprised. And there's already some of the rumor mill going around that I saw on my Twitter that the reveal for I can't, was it Simon? Yes, Simon on Castlevania. That whole skit where Luigi was in that mansion, that was supposedly a hint for Luigi's Mansion 3, but I'm thinking like, nah, Nintendo couldn't have thought that far ahead, could they? I mean, I can't put it past them.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very excited. I was a little caught off guard because I was like, "Oh, is this them talking about that port?" But no, a 3 came up, and I was like, "Oh, cheeky, cheeky."
Says people will probably be happy with an HD remaster too for that game, but I
That'd
think
be
they
nice, you know.
but I think they actually announced it for the DS that there was a like remaster for the DS, which
Yes,
people
there's.
yeah, so people were very hyped about that, and I am definitely hyped about that too because that was like a freaking like a throw right out of left field, hit right out of left
I mean,
field.
exactly.
No
Like,
one, no one ever
I
expect
was
that.
expecting
No,
nobody.
no one
Yeah,
expect that
literally nobody
right
did.
off the bat for the Nintendo Direct. Right off the
Exactly.
bat,
That,
that
that
That's
wasn't
pretty
even
crazy, you
leaked.
know.
That wasn't even leaked. So like nobody saw that coming. Like really.
yeah, that right there was like probably like the biggest reveal right there besides like the other couple of reveals. Okay, which
Exactly.
like obviously they had a bunch of other stuff revealed right there. Like they revealed Yoshi's Crafted World right there. They revealed Super Mario Brothers. We got U Deluxe right there for the Switch right there. That also has Mario Brothers Wii U and also Super New
Luigi,
Super
you.
yeah Wheezy U that was actually pretty good right there. Even though obviously who wouldn't want like who like people really didn't care about that game at all because they probably wanted like
most of the people that I've heard talked about Super Mario Brothers series, yeah, it's basically the same kind of fans that have like infiltrated like Resident Evil, Sonic. You know, you have your one side of the fans that prefer this gameplay style over the other. So there are some 3D fans who were pretty miffed that this got a port. It was leaked some time ago, and many people were just hoping it wasn't real. I honestly admire because I love the new Super Mario Brothers series, and I do love the classical platforming. But I also do hope that they do bring a new Super Mario 3D World, which is a pretty good game when I played it on the Wii. And 3D World is a nice touch, so I would like to see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I do welcome new Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. I don't mind it at all.
Yep. Other stuff that got announced right there. Diablo 3 Eternal Collection got announced right there for it, which obviously it's no one was surprised about that. I think it got announced a little while ago that it was going to come to Switch. Assassin's 3 is getting remastered for the Switch too because it was announced on the Japanese Nintendo.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that's nice, man. Oh crap.
Yeah, I saw that the cloud version. It's the cloud version, the same way they did Resident Evil 7, and I'm a little miffed about that too. It's like, that's so lazy.
Yes, it definitely is. Probably the most unexpected reveal right there was a new RPG by Game Freak. By Game Freak that's named Town. Basically, the creators of Pokemon, the student behind the Pokemon series, is making another RPG called Town, which is
really.
Yeah, which was high right there. Because I was like, Town, okay, so David, oh fuck, man, it's like
That's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, it's definitely fucking crazy right there. I didn't expect it at all. Like no one expected it right. That was the game doesn't look too interesting anymore, but knowing gameplay right there, it's gonna be probably fun to play. And for what it sounds like there, it's all based in one town right there. So it's either gonna be a short game or it's gonna be like something like where the town is very deep and there's a lot of stuff to actually do in the town right there that involves the overall arcing story. But obviously that's speculation because we don't know much about it.
And of course, the one thing that I'm actually was hyped that was announced that was shown off a little bit was the update to Splatoon 2. My game, like I'm saying, everybody who has a Switch, buy that game. Game's great. Game's awesome. But they announced version 4, which was delayed, but they finally put up some details. They split off the Splatfest into 2 separate modes. You got Pro mode and normal mode, which is basically like team and solo. So it's pretty nice that they gave you that extra touch. They gave you all some extra weapons. One of them will be available, I think tomorrow or today. I can't remember, but that's also pretty hype. And plus, also, if anybody heard that soundtrack, or if you can find out what song that is, please link me that song that they played in the beginning because that song was fire, and I want to blast that in my room. My aunt is not gonna know what the hell I'm listening to, but she never knows what I'm listening to. So if y'all can do that, thank you, chat.
Okay, let's see. Other stuff they got announced right there with small titles, which is basically Skitty Stardust is coming to Switch. Warframe's coming to Switch too. Those are like obvious things right there. Other stuff that actually got announced, which was actually pretty fucking awesome. Like we doing an HD remaster of the first Katamari Damacy, which was fucking awesome.
Oh man, Damacy!
Katamari Damacy was fucking awesome right there. I wasn't expecting that right there. So,
me either.
And oh fuck. If you ever play Katamari Damacy right there, it is a weird game, but it's
a weird, lovable game. It's like it's lovable.
Is it? What kind of game is it?
It's basically just like not a puzzle game right there. It's basically a collectathon type game where you basically have to control this this thing, and you just have to roll over certain size objects and to have the ball come as big as it can be in a certain time limit. But the stuff you roll over is like various everyday objects, like freaking like jacks right there, freaking pieces of food or something like that. But then it gets bigger, like you can freaking pick up insects, you can pick up freaking like zoos, mailboxes, and then you can pick up dogs, you can pick up kids, you can pick up fucking humans. Then you get so fucking big, you can pick up fucking entire buildings right there by how fucking insane it gets. It's like a clusterfuck of like imagination that only came from Japan right there back in 2004, and it somehow came to the U.S. right there, and basically because it was a unique game right there, getting a cult following right there. People freaking just loved the game right there, and they made them sequels and they had them came over there too. Obviously, the sequels didn't do well right there because what they gonna do about it. But the first game is still loved because it's a unique game that basically you can't really match again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the other reveals that I thought was pretty cool, even though it was also announced for the other consoles, but still, it was like it's nice because I'm gonna buy it tomorrow. It's the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle.
Oh, yeah.
These games are near and dear to my heart. Even though I love Final Fight and I've loved all three of them, I do consider Streets of Rage the superior beat 'em up. But Final Fight has a soft spot in my heart because of just how memorable it was that on Nintendo. I would be playing that game and just to hear that first stage song. Like that song is classic. Like I was like, every time I hear that song, I just go damn, like god damn, like just crank that shit up, damn. But it's a memorable beat 'em up for me, and
it's funny.
And plus with online and local co-op. Me and my cousin have already talked about it. I told him Tuesday we hopping around and we beating some motherfuckers up in Final Fight. Like I already told him, I already scheduled it.
That's sick, man. It's kind of sick that they bring about like the west of the beat 'em up games from like good old days, like Captain Commando, Final Fight.
Oh yeah, Captain Commando, Shadow Love, and then Knights of the
Commando, man.
Yeah. True. Says okay, other stuff that got announced right there. One of the most unexpected things that got announced right there that they're bringing the HD remasters or doing like an HD remaster or HD port of Final Fantasy 7, 9, X, X2 and 12 and World of Fantasy and Management is coming.
They announced these Final Fantasy remasters and they're bringing the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD, which is available now. But the only thing that caught my eye, that broke my neck, was 10 and 10-2, which I know my cousin is a big fan of 10 and 10-2, and he has a Switch as well. And that was the first thing I linked to him, and he was flipping his shit. He was like, he didn't care that it was a port. The fact that he gets to play 10 and 10-2 on the go. My other cousin was excited for 12, the Zodiac Age, and I was like, oh yeah, they were too hyped for this. I was like, damn, okay, Square, I hear you, I see you. Waiting for those Kingdom Hearts ports. I was just waiting for that. I was like, shit, I see you. All right. I hate you, but I see what you're doing. And of course, they also showed off a bit more of the World Ends with Final Remix. Which is pretty crazy to me that game now has a 2-player co-op mode. I actually think that's probably the only reason why I want this and why I pre-ordered it, because I was like, shit, I love playing this. I love playing this when I had it on my DS, but I need to spread this poison to like everybody else that is near me when I'm with my Switch. Like I need to pull off my Joy-Con and tell them, hey yo, you should play this with me. Another. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you can go. You can go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say another big reveal that I know everybody is super excited about, because I mean my Twitter timeline won't shut about it. Is Xenoblade Chronicles 2: Torna, the Golden Country.
Oh yeah, new
also known as also known as Blade Waifus, Titty Waifus, whatever weird name I'm seeing you call it on my Twitter timeline. Yes, it's got all the greatness right there in a nice DLC package, and I was like, damn. And apparently this is a sizable deal. Like it's a whole new, like this is basically a whole new game. And I was like, whoa, okay, Nintendo, I see you. You took one of your best games released for the Switch and was like, nah, we ain't done with y'all yet. And it does look pretty nice. Like I'm tempted to get Xenoblade Chronicles 2 just so I can like see what all the fuss is about. 1 and 2, that DLC, because it looked pretty nice. Plus, it has like a cameo of Shulk from the first Xenoblade Chronicles. I was like, whoa, really? That's cute.
That's really sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty sick. I was like, damn, that's cute. That's sexy as fuck.
Yeah. It says, okay, other stuff that got announced right there. Okay, let's try to go with the other big reveals real quick. It's going to be the Smash reveal. Which basically...
Isabel.
Yes. which was Isabella basically just got announced to be playable in Smash, which I know like people was it was hinted at somewhat, I think, and like not really hinted at that people were believing that it was going to be Isabella right there because it was a fan favorite character and a lot of people were asking for her, and it finally was revealed that it was true, and she is now freaking part of the game right there as a.
I'm sorry, like all the jokes that it was, like I really hate that my Twitter was right on the money with all the jokes you're making about Isabella, and I was like, damn, the joke became real. I was like, keep it up, Twitter, please keep making jokes. Clearly, Sakurai is listening somewhere, but
yes.
But I'm sorry, Waluigi fans, that once again he gave you the middle finger. I'm so sorry. Just don't blow up his Twitter again. We don't need any more of that. Yeah, but I was pretty surprised. I was like, uh-oh. And every time somebody gets announced for Smash, there's the interesting people that come out, and I've already seen them come out the woodwork when it came to Isabel, and I'm like, okay, do I really need this on my timeline? Do I really need this? Do I need this? Okay, gotcha.
Says Isabella gets announced. Figured Rule 44 comes in effect.
Oh no, you know it's gonna happen like anytime now.
No. I think that.
It's always so.
I think right when she freaking like got revealed before the game that she actually came in right there. There was like Rule 44 stuff with her already.
No, I told you. It's like I told you. My Twitter feed has already been an interesting cesspool of some things that I wish I hadn't seen that I didn't know existed. No, I knew it existed. I just pretended that it didn't. Yeah. Like, you know, sometimes you just got to pretend that things aren't real when you know they're real. But clearly that was not the right thing to do now that the internet has become too powerful. Yeah. I was like, well, thank you, internet, for showing me your passion for certain things that I do not understand.
Yep. So let's see. Well, basically, we did see some gameplay of her, and she definitely looks interesting. She doesn't like look like play exactly like Villager. You know the other.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was a copy and paste. She's not an Echo Fighter. She's like
she's an Echo Fighter because she's number 68 on the roster list or something like that. And
68. You're right.
Yep. Which. I can't wait to find out who's number 69.
I wanted to.
I shouldn't have laughed. Forgive me, stream. I'm not right there. I'm not right there.
I know, but freaking hell, 69 is gonna be an interesting reveal for freaking Smash right there.
I'm sorry, mature. I'm sorry.
So yes, and then when the reveal happens right there, it's just gonna be people freaking just tweeting at freaking Nintendo, I think, is saying the word nice when that character gets revealed. Okay, back to the freaking thing on hand I was going to talk about. Isabella basically looks like interesting. I don't know how I can't tell. It looks like she has a move that can pull you forward right there. So it's a move that allows you to combo off the ground, which is that fishing pole or something like that. Or it's something that if you hit them, they are in a certain state, you can pull them towards you right there and continue a combo or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it was a very interesting thing. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, but other things I saw right there, she's able to set traps right there, mines right there, similar to probably snake right there, and basically if people go over right there, it activates the freaking mine right there, which looks pretty interesting in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It says I wonder. It says until we actually get the player right there, we don't know how well she's gonna be or what she's actually gonna play as or everything. But
don't worry, casually she's gonna be all over. I promise.
She is.
Oh, I promise you. Oh boy, fandom never changed. I love y'all.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, but at the moment she looks interesting right there, but we don't know how well she is. But now the final piece of Animal Crossing, final piece of Nintendo Direct before we actually talk about it, what we think about it is Animal Crossing is heading to Nintendo Switch, and a new Animal Crossing.
A new mainline Animal Crossing game. My my female cousin, she oh man, she was too ready. That was the main complaint that she had the minute that the Switch was out for like a year so far, that they didn't announce anything Animal Crossing. She was like, "Bruh, do you not want my money?" And I'm gonna tell you right now.
It says, and that basically, like we sort of figured out what the Isabella freaking announcement right there for Smash right there. It was either gonna be like for Smash or for a new game or both, and it was both.
Yeah.
Yes, and basically, if you didn't know what Animal Crossing is basically like The Sims right there, but a more cuter version of The Sims, where basically you just go around the house right there by doing various chores right there for everything. But it's a very cute and humble game right there that anyone can really play right there because one, it's a very like relaxing game right there, and also like a very cute game inside. I just wonder how they're gonna change it there. If they're gonna take anything from the mobile thing like that, or making it like a new version of New Leaf or something like that, or like a new Animal Crossing in its own right. Like like doesn't have similar concepts as the last one. Was the center right there because it's a new mainline Animal Crossing for the Switch. Yep.
I did play the first Animal Crossing game on the GameCube. That's like the only game. That's like the only one I played.
Yeah. But that's what most of us played right there because I played the Wizard of Animal Crossing. I think I played a lot of it, and I played the DS one. I got the 3DS one. Well, I probably played the 3DS one a bit, but I only played that in the DS one. I know, and I played a tiny bit of the mobile game with it, but I said that's just not for me. Yeah, yeah. But overall thoughts of the thing right there. Probably the two biggest reviews. The biggest reveal was obviously probably for me was freaking Luigi's Mansion right there because freaking no one like. One thing, it was the very first freaking thing right there, and it made it a fucking huge deal right there because I fucking everyone loves fucking like Luigi's Mansion right there. That's because it was the first game released for the GameCube right there, and people were really wanted a sequel for it, and then we got a sequel of New Moon, and then they wondered if it was like, no, we want a console sequel, and they're like, okay, here you go.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess for me, mine two reviews for me is Luigi Mansion 3 and Smash 4. Not Smash 4, Smash Ultimate. I mean.
Says. Also, the Animal Crossing game was probably like a very good thing because people were.
Oh yeah, that too. Mm-hmm.
Says I would say Luigi's Mansion right there, and then my unmentionable would probably be Camera and the Monster right there because I wasn't expecting Camera and the Monster at all.
Oh well, for me it was simply Capcom beat 'em up bundle, more of an in-depth explanation of Damon X Machina, and that looks pretty fun. That looks pretty damn good, and the music is baller. And while I am not a Final Fantasy fan at all, I was also hyped about the Final Fantasy games and the ports of 10 and 10.2. As well as, of course, Mario Tennis Aces and Splatoon 2, the updates to those. I was like, all right, cool. And, of course, got to throw a shout-out to my boy getting his third game. Suck it, Mario. I mean, I know you have more, but, I'm biased because, I consider Luigi the superior brother. So, yeah, good job. You got your third game. Keep rolling, man. You're doing great.
Yep. Okay, So I think this was a pretty decent overall Nintendo Direct. I think that it's probably still didn't beat the Nintendo Direct back in March, which was the Smash reveal Nintendo Direct, because obviously that was like the biggest one right there, and that was like the memeiest fucking one right there, just because of that that reveal, because people felt like freaking new update to Splatoon 2 right there, and nope, fucking Smash.
Everybody was crying for Smash. I didn't mind the Direct too much. It wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't underwhelming. It was just normal. It announced things that I knew it was going to announce. I knew it was going to go too far over the line, but it did come out with some surprises that I didn't see coming. Like I'm glad that Nintendo kept their hands in their pocket and only threw out what they needed to. So Luigi's Mansion 3, baller. So my main criticism, which I've been complaining about all evening since I've seen it, is just the way that the online service is being handled. Now I'll only give them a slight pass because it's the cheaper one of the three, but but they really did waste time with talking about with the online service because they didn't explain anything that we didn't already know. They already told us all this stuff before that direct even came up. So for them to talk about it as if all that stuff was new, like game online with your friends, use your smartphone to voice chat, like we knew all this. You wouldn't stop shoving it down our throats when we said don't do it. So I mean, this isn't new. So that was my main.
It's not new stuff. So
it's not at all. It's not, and the fact that this doesn't really do anything remotely enticing for $20 a year makes me like, I'm a little hurt, Nintendo. I'm a little hurt. I'm hurt. Like this backup save thing, you won't let it be like either your local saves. You won't let it be to Splatoon 2 because you messed up how that game works. So good job when it comes to save data. So yeah, a little that's what really, put me in a tizzy. But I'll eventually get over it, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next topic right here, which is basically this got revealed like a couple days ago, which was Samurai Showdown, which was basically the newest game in the Samurai Showdown series, which was a classic NCK fighting game is basically dealing with a lot of not historic, medieval, not medieval, fucking imperial, basically a lot of samurai related stuff right there. And this game is known for being very bloody and very violent because they actually use swords as a weapon right there, and basically people get cut in half in this game. And this game was a pretty freaking thing game because this is a bloody fighting game. There's like no games like this right there besides Mortal Kombat out there, because obviously Mortal Kombat is known for this right there, but Samurai Showdown is a interesting game just because you take a lot of damage from a single hit right there, but because you actually take a lot of damage because how bloody violent the game is. And I think that this is actually probably freaking good direction right there. We people thought that was going to be a new I don't know what there was not a game that people thought that was gonna come out right there, but no one expected a Samurai Showdown game. Which I think that this game will probably do pretty well, just because people probably would like the bloody violence with it, but also probably people love the setting like that, which is the samurai setting and everything like that.
I like the design of the game so far for what they are doing with the new game.
Yeah, same here, because the game looks beautiful at the moment right now. Obviously, it doesn't have the characters doesn't have the best background right there, but SNK is known to use very fucking beautiful background art.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but if you want, yeah, I can't freaking can't. That's a very good freaking thing right there that I freaking love.
Yeah, definitely one of the more interesting announcements at the Tokyo Game Show. So I have while I am knee deep in most SNK games, Samurai Showdown is one of the games I basically did skip because I really wasn't all that into it back then, and I'm still not that much into it right now. But I am aware of the characters and some of the lore, and I'm not only talking about Nakoruru, but I do find it pretty interesting that SNK took the success of King of Fighters 14 and really hit the ground running with back to the forefront of making pretty games again. Not trying to say that I wasn't the one. I was one of the people that didn't really mind the way the King of Fighters 14 looked, but I'm glad that this game really has them show off their prowess in making pretty looking games. That people will hopefully stop crying about. I know we're in 2018. People cry a lot, but still, I really do appreciate that this was the big reveal that they were talking about. Would have appreciated Garo too, but it's all right. It's cool. We got to take things slow. We got other games in the pipeline that SNK is known for. So I'm glad that Sam Show is back on the forefront. and I get to see how this game goes. Like, if y'all really love SNK, y'all kept crying about stuff. Y'all better support it when it hits the ground.
Yep.
Sometime in 2019.
Yep. True. I think that the game. Well, since we don't know much about it right there, because obviously we're gonna know about previous characters because we have Maki, I think, or it's like basically the girl with the freaking hawk.
Is it Maki? I think it's Maki. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Maki. Yeah, basically, like she's known for being very good, and like hopefully they balance her. But even though I don't know how well the balancing it was in the freaking other games because I have not played it right there. I saw like footage of the game, but freaking hell, I know that like in certain games right there that she is fucking broken beyond hell because how fucking good she is. I know Capcom vs SK1 right there, she was broken in that game for one or no.
Oh, was she? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, in the first Capcom vs SK, not Capcom vs SK2 because
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, but I know that in like Capcom vs SK1, she is fucking broken in that game for no like top tier.
I didn't know that. Well, you learn something new every day, then.
Yeah, basically, like if you look for the photos right there, look for Ricky, like Ricky Ortiz right there. He is known for freaking like Maki, and he freaking retweeted out for Maki and saying, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna be playing my bits." Yeah. So, and but I don't know like much of the other characters at all besides Maki right there. Besides the main samurai I do and the freaking guy with the huge fucking guy with the ball and chain. I don't know much about him.
That's his name, Craig. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know like what his name right there. So like that could be his name, but I don't know.
That's his name, dude. Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah, so yeah, basically this game, until we see more of it right there, it's probably gonna be. It probably would do at least very good because it's an old fighting game. So basically, a lot of freaking. It's a new game for old fighting game franchise that haven't gotten a new game since probably the PlayStation 2 era. Because I think there was not like I know there was one. I think I saw footage for a 3D one was looked pretty good, but it was probably a PS2 fighting game. I'm thinking.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So people have been waiting freaking like years for this game to actually come out. That's pretty awesome. Next, SNK Heroines. It's like basically it's another SNK game right there, but everyone is a waifu. Everyone's
it's a waifu. Pretty much waifu the game, pretty much.
Waifu the game right there.
It's a very simplistic and fun fight. I can jump in on this topic wholeheartedly because I own the game currently, and it's definitely a pretty cool. Like if you ignore the fan service isn't even all that heavy, but even if you ignore all that stuff, everybody has their default outfits. By the way, don't let the game fool you. But it's a pretty fun game. It's a very simple fighter, very pick up and play fighter. Like, bro, this be Tekken as like the pick up and play fighter.
Is it like pocket fighters? Like in like a way in a way like it's like easy to play, pick up and play. Something like that.
Something there. Like it's like of course since it's an SNK game, it does have its own style of depth to where if you want to try to style on them for damage and get that nice optimal whatever. This game has it. Like I've been looking at videos, looking at some casual videos, as well as participating in matches myself, and also being in practice mode myself. And it is definitely something where if it's a game where I can do a bunch of if I can do free combos, like if it's freeform, it's a freeform combo system, I will hug you. Like this is a game. Like I will hug you. Like I will hug your game. I will hug the case. I will keep it near and dear to my soul. I will love you forever. But needless to say, the game itself is a very fun fighter. It is a very different and unique fighter because it does take some liberties. One, you can't crouch, so there is no crouching. Everybody stays standing.
Oh wait, that's new. Wow.
Yeah, you can't crouch. Also the game borrows heavily from the Smash series, and also it also reminds me of the Naruto Clash of Ninja series in that, since everybody stays standing and there's only one button to do everything, but there's one button and various combinations of how you do stuff. Because in cross tag, there is a weak button, a strong button. There's your weak and strong button. But differentiated from cross tag is that there's a special button. There's a move where you do special moves. It's either direction, like a smash attack. It's either direction and button. And then there's your what's the other button I'm thinking of? Come on, Jay. Come on! There's a special button and there's a third button. Come on, where's the other button? Oh, grab button. There's a button for grab. Oh, and there's a button for block. You gotta hold, but you can't hold back. You gotta hold the block button. So yeah, like Mortal Kombat, you have to that block button. But overall, it's a satisfying fighter. The one thing I do like about the game most of all is that it's unique because it focuses more on movement and meter management. Like you gotta learn how to move, and you also gotta learn how to manage your meter because you and your partner share the same health. But you don't share the same spirit gauge. Like there's this thing called the spirit gauge, which is basically your super meter. When it's like rainbow colored, you can use your special moves. Now your special moves take from your spirit gauge, and if you use up all your spirit gauge, you can still use your special moves, but they're weak as hell. They cause no knockback, no hit stun, no nothing. So if you use a move that was already unsafe or even was safe, you're still gonna get punished for it anyway because it does no type of hit stun or knockback or anything. So, and then if it turns pink, that means that you're full enough to use a super. And the only way you can win in this game is if you get somebody in the red. Like, you have to be in the red. Do a combo into a super, and they go into the red, it doesn't kill them. But once they're into the red, you do your what's called a dream finish. One button super. Some characters have two or three or more. Some of them in the air. You press that button if you're in the red. If you get a hit in the red, they're special cancelable, by the way, and then bam, you win the fight. Also to note, if you run out of energy and if you hit somebody afterwards, they'll just keep getting stunned. You can't kill them. They'll just every time you hit them, they'll just be stunned until somebody kills somebody, or if the time runs out. Classic fighting game, whoever has the lower health. Mm-hmm. Also different from this game is that it does feature items. You can turn them off, but it does feature items. And the items are very crazy. They can either help extend, but they aren't something you choose. They're random as hell, and they vary from like a banana peel, a bomb, a steel bowling ball, your partner's special meter. Not special meter. Special move assist. Like you can have an assist as an item, and just a bunch of wacky stuff that you can but you have to hit these orbs on the stage with each item. So that's a little fun. That's a little fun thing that I think is wacky and good for parties. And one thing that I will give it over cross-tag, which I will keep bitching about it, even though I know Arxis will never listen to my cries or anybody else who doesn't cry for this. This game does feature 4-player co-op. It does feature 2v2 4-player battles, which is something I wanted Infinite to have, something I wanted Tag. I will keep crying about these things because I want them. How the hell in 2011 we got them in Street Fighter Cross Tekken and Tag 2, but in 2018 they were like, nah, we don't need those anymore. No, we need them.
We do, man. I don't want
I want to team up with my buddy.
It was kind of obvious that they were going to add that to the game, but
I'm pretty sure they were.
Yeah,
because it's a great feature. I love participating in sets with my friends where we legit were teaming up just to take on our other groups at the locals we went to. It really tested your team synergy in Tag 2, and I really do like that they did it with this game. So that's pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Of course, my gripes with SNK Heroines is legit. One, the fact that on the Switch version it is 30 frames per second, and it's not even a stable 30 frames. It's jumping all over the place, so it's kind of weird. So I get timing down when the frame rate jumps from 30, then jump to 60, then 30, then 60, and I'm like, whoa. How y'all said that y'all expect the Switch version to sell more if y'all didn't even test this bitch before you released it? What's going on here? I feel like that. I feel offended right now playing this. And another thing that I don't like is that in online mode, in online rank match or whatever, in quick match, in quick match, you play with the items on by default. This isn't something that you can turn off in the rank match itself when you're going to fight random people. You can only do that when you fight against friends or fight against people that are in lobbies or in lobby matches. And I felt that was a really weird thing. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But I'll see the more time I play with this game. Like I said, this is what I've been taking my break off of cross tag with playing because I was excited for this game, even though there's no king. But I just wanted to know what's the deal. What's up? What am I spending my $50 on right now? Oh, also to note, there is DLC coming. It was supposed to come on the 7th, on the 13th, but I think it's pushed to the 20th. This will add arcade stick support to both the Switch and PS4 version, and it'll add a new and they'll add a new character, Thief Arthur from that Million Arthur game thing. I don't know what the hell this series is. So give me stream if I don't know your anime stuff. But if you just ignore all the fan service stuff, it does have customization modes, and you can earn in-game playing any of the modes. And they give you some gold. You can customize your waifu with you can't change their outfit. You can only add stuff onto their outfit. They have a photo gallery mode where you just DOA Dimensions, which if nobody's played that game for 3DS, but you can take pictures of your little waifu and set them up and just be all cool and be all sexy. Which, I mean, I'm going to just say this right now because I am an advocate for sexiness. Not every woman, not every female character has to be this strong. I beat every guy's ass. They ain't shit to me. I'm strong, independent, don't need no man. Has to be like that. There's nothing wrong with sexy. Sexy is not bad. So if you just ignore the sexy, you will find that it's a pretty fun game. Just going to throw that out there as my last thoughts.
Okay.
Oh, and one more thing I want to add. But if I was to give the game a personal grade, I would probably give it 7.5 out of 10. It's a pretty fun game, but it's not something that I would advise that you buy right away. It's something that only if you're the biggest SNK fan like myself, just because you because I like the King of Fighters series and the various series that those girls come from, whether it be Art of Fighting or Fatal Fury, then get it. But and if you want a simple fighter that you can just play with your buddies, y'all just group up, turn on some items, bash each other's brains in, then get it. But other than that, I would just wait for a sale.
Yep.
Whew, I'm sorry, I went on a real tangent right there. My bad.
Oh, that's fine, man.
Okay. Next, let's talk about Tekken 2 Season 2 right there. But what's obviously I don't play Tekken at all. And I
don't play Tekken Saturday either, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, god dang, another topic that I got to jump in on. Well, I'm one of the people that plays.
That's most, for us right there, and probably most of the people watching right there, Tekken is a very, very, very tactical game. So, it's basically so tactical right there that you need to know a lot of different ins and outs right there, and how to actually freaking punish certain players right there, because they changed a lot of stuff right there, and it's a lot of matchup dependent right there, and you need to know how to punish things right there, or how to punish certain moves with certain characters. It's a very hard technical game to actually use right there, and it's not a beginner friendly game at all. So
it is a beginner friendly game in terms of oh shoot, sorry Sonic, I'm sorry. Sorry, my cell phone went off. I got a text.
Oh my god, that's so good, dude.
Oh yeah, that's just a good text. I'm gonna respond to it in a minute. But yeah, Tekken, like I was saying with SNK Heroines, Tekken is a very it's not a very beginner friendly game, but definitely a very casual friendly. Everybody, even Harada himself, I remember reading this interview years ago that he has said that he knows that everybody who has gotten into Tekken purely got into Academy just by sitting that controller on your lap like it was a fight stick and mashing those buttons because characters did stuff and you didn't know how they were doing stuff, but you knew they were doing stuff. He said everybody who has played Tekken has probably started out playing that way before they actually learned how to play Tekken, and I will snitch on myself. I know I was smashing buttons until Tekken 5 came out, so. But it's definitely a game where you definitely need to not only learn your characters, you got to learn your matchups. You got to know what string does what's the best punish for this certain string that your character can use. And I will admit, Season 1 of Tekken 7 still was great. There was a lot of character variety. Unlike previous, some other Tekkens, Tekken 7 had a very large character variety, and that showed in Evo, and it was beautiful. I watched that shit from beginning to end, and it was great. There was just so many characters being represented, whether they were good or bad. I'm looking at you, Chloe, and I'm glad that Season 2 tries to expand on that. And gives you all of these new fixes for certain characters that were underused while also giving him some nice new tools to get play with. There's also this new wall bound mechanic, but so far since I've been playing the game for a week, I really can't see like how like some characters benefit from it and like more, and some characters you just they already have so much better tools. So why would you want to use the wall bound mechanic when there's so much better tools that you can use at the wall anyway? So I'm trying to. So maybe I'm like I said, it's like with SNK heroines. Maybe I'm missing something, and I'm trying to talk to more indoctrinated buddies because I'm not as into it. I know my main cousin who has hounded me to play this game since its conception, since I taught him Tekken 6 years ago, has always been asking me for games, and he's way into it more than I am. I would say he's more skilled than me if he stops crying about the Aliza Akuma matchup. But I mean, other than that, I definitely do like what season 2 is shaping up to be. Plus, I swear I'm gonna say this on stream right now because it's been said for years since they started crying for him. If I go back online and I'll see a lot of Anna and Lei Wulongs online, I'm restricting all y'all's PCs and PS4 because I got the game both on PC and PS. I'm restricting all y'all. I'll take all y'all copies. I don't care if you got it on Steam. I'm deleting it from your Steam library. You can buy it all over again. Look, because I'm not playing. As many forums as I went to where Anna was like, where's Anna? Where's Lei? Where's all the classic characters? And they like 2 of them are here. You better play them. I want to hear it. Like I know the internet is not to be taken seriously, but still, there are certain things that I just can't stand to see, and that was one of them. Where Anna Lee Lei? Where are you? And my baby, and I quit this game. This game was a 6 out of 10. Will not buy if Anna is not in. Okay, all right, cool. She in now. Where your money? Where your mouth is right
now. Okay. Okay. Let's go over. There's some of the changes right here. We're not gonna go like deep into this because one, there's a ton of changes. For
there's too much changes. We're gonna be spending a whole hour and a half. Right, this Tekken podcast, yeah, we could, but no, I'm not doing it.
We are not doing it. No.
Yeah, we're not gonna do about that. Basically, I'm probably just gonna do some of the more universal changes right there. Spring kick for a lot of characters has increased frames and has setup increase and jump status setup decrease. Some other a lot of changes right there. Some damage got changed for there's a lot of fucking shit right here.
I told you, I warned you. It's a big piece. Like
basically, there's unless we actually fucking break down, unless we fucking take all of it.
We can't. I mean, it's gonna take up all the time.
We are not breaking it. Only the big ones we can do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the big changes I want to talk about. I don't know if it's.
Yeah. You can probably go talk about it real quick because obviously I don't know what it is. So you can probably go talk about some of the big changes you saw.
Oh yeah, one of the changes I want to talk about. I know you guys probably have it. Is the large changes? I don't know if I know that Namco did announce that they're releasing like a prefix patch for like some of the stuff that slipped through testing and they wasn't intentional. But I do hope that the Lars buffs stay. Like Lars has been one of the underused characters in season 1, and I do feel like compared to how he was used in how much he was used in Tag 2 and Tekken 6, I do feel like even if it is a natural like that 2-3-1 into dynamic entry. I believe that's the string. I can't remember. Even if that, but I know it's one of the strings where it's all a natural hit. Like you can't, if he hits you with the first hit, you can't block the rest of it. If I remember how that change went correctly. But please keep it. But he needs it. It would make him strong. But hey, look at Dragon. Look how much shit he got over like a long time. So like, please, man, don't do this to him. He don't deserve it. Oh man, but that was one of the changes I thought was pretty hilarious. And I heard Asuka was changed in some way, like to where she's really good now. But I can't really voice specifics because that is something I just saw on my Twitter feed and I just skimmed past. Like, oh, that's nice. Like she wasn't really somebody that I thought was like, oh, like Lars was the guy, but not her. No offense to Asuka fans. I'm pretty sure she's cool to some of you. I'm just repping June right now, but yeah, that was also pretty crazy. Let me see. There was one more I wanted to. Oh yeah, Aliza, my main, I guess. I really don't like saying she's my main. The vampire chick. She has an. I'm pretty sure that got patched out like today, maybe, or maybe yesterday, maybe a week before. But I know that when I was looking on Twitter, and what I found out myself is that her super, if you did like a specific strat, I think it's forward, 2, and if you did it into super, it was unblockable. Like her super is usually blockable. You can block it if she like tries to like hit you with it. But if she gets you in that specific string and does super, you can't block. It's for some reason unblockable. And that was already bad enough from the last time when she was first released in season 1, where her super, where you didn't even need full meter to do the super. It was banned before it got patched out. But you legit could do that same string and didn't do the super, and you could do it always, and it never required full meter. So once again, I'm glad that Eliza's still showing off while she is queen. But I'm pretty sure they already patched it out already. But I wanted to abuse it a little bit in the set with my cousin. Hopefully he doesn't watch this video so I can still abuse it if it has not been patched out. But yeah, those are the only 3 things I wanted to talk about specifically. Well, 2 things, because I only brought up Lars and Eliza.
Yeah. I would say there's a ton of changes to go over right here, but we're not probably going to go over it. But basically, from what we're hearing right there, that facing Lars got freaking over buffed right there. Yeah, it says Claude. I says, and like based how about this? I'll just go over which characters got changed the most. Asuka freaking got a lot of changes here. Let's see. I'm trying to. Claudio got a fuck ton of changes.
Oh yeah, my man Claudio got hit with the buff back. Okay.
Elza obviously. Let's see. Gigas got a lot of changes to it too. Let's see. Hoang got a lot of changes also. Katrina, I think, got a lot of changes too. Let's see. Lucky Cho got a lot of changes also.
Lucky Chloe.
Let's see. Yeah. And yeah, those are the changes. Those are the major characters that got changed down here. Because obviously we're not gonna break all these down because we don't want to spend all night breaking them down. Yeah. So obviously, Nerd 555 right there. Obviously, gave you the breakdown of what he fought right there. But since we don't play the game right there or follow the game right there, we don't know what is the overall who is overall the best right there besides like Lars, I believe.
I just can't wait over. It's gonna be fun since I dabble in. It's not like I said, it's not Blaze Blue, my main game, and Under Night, but I do dabble in Tekken from time to time. It is my favorite pastime when I was a kid because I was around when Tekken 1 was a thing, Tekken 2 was a thing, the infamous Tekken and best. So like as regarding this Tekken 3 and Tekken 4, which I like the music and I did like the aesthetics. Plus, finding out that Nina had a son was funny. So, and then of course, my personal favorite of all time is Tekken 5. But overall, SoCal, Tekken peeps. Sorry for saying oh yeah so much. I'm trying to catch myself. But SoCal Regionals is tomorrow for Tekken 7. So we'll finally get to see how Season 2 is going to be for everybody. This is new for everybody. Because I will admit that playing Season 2, it does feel like a whole new game. Like nothing feels exactly the same because everything has been reworked, and it's like you may have some of that fresher course feeling like, oh yeah, this works the same way that I remember and all this other. But tomorrow is definitely going to show how it really has shown. We did good. Like I will give America props. We did good against our international cousins during the majors and locals this year. So really excited to see what Season 2 brings tomorrow for SoCal Regionals, and I'm excited to see how the changes in Season 2. See some tech I can steal. Please, Eliza players, if you're going to SoCal, just share some tech with your boy. Just if you're not sneaking in that unblockable. I know it's bad, but
Yep. Okay, let's go to the next piece of thing right there, which is going to be Plays Blue Cross Tag Battle. This right here, we got recently after when Evo happened right there, they announced a bunch of characters and also a balance patch for the game, which changed like a pre-existing characters right there, and then they announced a bunch of new characters too at the same time, which I had to figure out. Actually, I had to figure out all the new characters were good.
Oh well, if you want the new characters that were announced, it was here we go. Izayoi, Yuzuriha, Mitsuru, Merkava, Mika, Akihiko.
Okay.
Ooh, come on.
Okay. It's 9 the Phantom, Mai,
Oh,
Nezumi,
9. Thank you. 9 and 9.
Kazuroi from Blaze Blue, Chancellor Fiction,
Because I could not stop.
I don't want to play that video. Kuzuhara, Kuzuru, Mika, Returna, Murova from Underknife and Birth, and Akano Kana, Lepus, and Mitsuruki Kyo from Persona 4 Arena. Those are the characters that got announced right there. And I only have tried Mika because Mika just it's just like it's a character that looks fun to me.
I have personally tried. Well, the only characters I had announced at the time was Yuzu, and since I main Yuzu Under Night, it was a very a big treat for me. Like, of course, she doesn't play like her Under Night self. I mean, nobody plays exactly like the cells that the game that they're ripped from, but she definitely she doesn't feel too weird to me to where, like, I will say that, like, there's certain characters that I just refuse because it'll be too weird to me when I go back to their respective games. I'm looking at you, Rachna, which, I mean, you're not that bad, but it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this up. But Mitsuru definitely feels right at home. Shadow Mitsuru I used in Ultimax, so she doesn't feel so awkward to me. Also like Linnae and you, so she's definitely my favorite to use out of all of them. She feels right at, like Linnae, she feels right at home. She doesn't feel too weird to where I'm like, if I go back to the original game, if I play the original game, I'm gonna mess up and do stuff that I know is not the actual notation. Because in Persona 4 Arena, she's a charge character. Of course, since Blaze Blue Cross Tag just does 236 and 214s, you don't have to really worry about charging anything, unless there's a certain down or whatever. But yeah, super simple, super fun. I have not tried any of the other DLC characters because I honestly don't care about them. I don't care about. Well, no offense to Mika, Merkava, Tsuyoe, Ladyboy. I mean, sorry, Natsume. No, I'm just kidding. If you know the Blaze Blue lore, you'll see it. But my Natsume 9 and her crazy ass, like, this shit crazy. And she married a cat. Like, have that what you will, Blaze Blue, man. So, but other than that, from what I heard, all of them seem to play pretty solid. I've not played the newest balance patch, which is 1.30 for the Switch, and that's released for PC, Switch, and PS4. But I heard that there's just so many good things that have changed that has made so many characters that, just like Tekken 7, that weren't used as much, that are widely used. Especially, I have seen so much Ragnarok that Buffy got with Gauntlet Hades and Billy Edge, aka his Air C. So I am very glad to see that Ragnar's love. And of course, they fixed the range on his, what's known as his Jesus kick, his 5A, aka his 5B in Blaze Blue. Yeah, 5B. So that's good. Glad to see that there's a lot of love that's given to a lot of characters. And of course, there's a lot of system changes with regards to, like, system mechanics. And I'm pretty sure we're going to go over that, right?
Yes.
All right. Then go ahead. Have the floor.
Let's start real quick. Basically, system mechanics. Reversal Assassin, the damage dealt after Reversal Assassin will now deal all the damage. Reversal Assassin skill, EX skill, partial skill now has medium guaranteed damage, meaning like it has a minimum damage that the thing does. Class Assault, hitting opponent with a Class Assault while using partner now result in a full knockdown. So that means you can set up OK afterwards if you want to do that. After Partner Chains increases the wet health recovery speed as well as standard effective time of recovery. And also it fits an issue when affected opponent's skill gets recovery. So basically that allows more red health to be covered faster right there so that you don't freaking die as fast. even though you probably do die very fast in this game.
You just like bad tags and bad music.
Yep. Okay, Renaissance Blades, Crossburst, no longer available when blocking an attack from an opponent who uses Renaissance Blades is active. Okay. So, Renaissance Blades right there, which is sparking right there. The Cross Gauge, the cross is now darkened whenever a skill box is unavailable. Okay, which is basically means that it's like just a quality of life things for everyone. Crossbird, the time it takes for a character to land on the ground after being knocked down is not equal to cross. Okay, so basically makes it so that like some characters are not freaking slower than others.
Yeah, Ruby, you can't be abusing your normals up and down, but you're still good.
The partner counter behavior during tech recovery has removed a critical hit, a collision hitbox. Guard armor, guard point armor activation, chip damage taken to armor no longer reaches 0. It says that I don't know what that exactly means there. Red health now remains when guard point becomes active. So, yeah. Let's see. Most things right here. We're stuck with red right there. We're just gonna go over like everything that is. We're not gonna freaking go over every single one right here because it's gonna take forever if we do that. Okay. Randa, her basically he has a lot. Her hitbox and hurtbox has been reduced right there. The hitbox has been increased, so the hurtbox has been reduced, and then half of knockback reduces knockback. Her frontal axe kick right there has reduced landing recovery. So basically, a lot of stuff that he has fixed right there has better hitboxes and then increased damage on a lot of things right there, and also. Some of the moves right there now doesn't affect him by combo life. Like his AS dead spike right there means that it won't fall out depending if you hit them a long combo or not. So that's good right there. So it's forward throw basically okay his forward throw can be now you can combo afterwards after you like hit with normal attacks. Hitbox on his neutral posture field has been like extended. And knockback on second hit was forward knockback to a wall bounce right there. Dashes mode has possible changes according to personal changes right there. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention the Hell's Fang assist now doing wall bounce, which is great because if you can get the timing down, you can actually combo after it during active switch, which I think is pretty badass. I might actually be playing Ragnar Linnaea again, maybe, but that's when I pop the game back in the Switch.
Okay. Okay, how about this? But nerd, let's go. Let's do one back and forth one of each right there. So that means I do one, then you do one. Does that sound very good? So I don't.
So you want me to read one and then you read one?
Yeah, basically so that I'm just not talking all the time right there.
I mean, hey, now you know how I feel. Y'all head off good minute. So all right, so
we're on no at the moment.
You just finished Rodman's, didn't you?
Yes, so we're on no right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it again. So yeah, EX Hizangeki. Now the second hit now activates faster. So of course the classic instant overhead that if I'm remembering that move correctly, the air slash now hits faster. So I mean now activates faster. So yeah, if you wanna do like the instant overhead, there you go. Have at it, Jin fans. I mean it's not like Jin wasn't already tough to deal with. Okay, so Enhanced Toga Hyojin, aka Reaping Blizzard. Wait, is that the one? Yeah, Reaping Blizzard. So they fixed an issue where the invincibility frames were longer than the version. Fixed an issue where the attack does not combo under certain situations. Changed the effect of the hit from freeze to normal, hitting only the partner character. Okay, cool. So basically, Reaping Blizzard got the changes that it needed. It got the nerfs that it needed. It's still strong super, but now it's not stupid to where if you had like Resonance level 4, you basically were race. The joke was you were ratio from Capcom vs. SNK 2, or you were X Factor level 3. Like you were definitely hard to kill if you were a Jin player. Like you could throw that shit out with hardly no repercussion, unless you had a character who super could go fully through Reaping Blizzard. So that's great. Rengoku Hyoya. which move was that? I can't remember which move was that in the English version. But they increased the startup speed, backwards throw, reduced knockback distance, make it good because it was so hard to try to follow up that back throw. Well, I'm sorry, not hard. Forgive me, I'm not a scrub, but it was so tricky to try to get a combo off of the backwards throw if you did it, and they would really legit move a few spaces from you. So it was like, oh man, come on now. If I'm fighting somebody in 0-bar lag where it's actually lag, I don't like having to mash because sometimes I would actually mash.
Yeah.
To get the confirm I wanted. Like there's certain like if I'm in lag, I will mash and confirm. Neutral partner skill. Oh, his 5P extended the hitbox of the first hit downward, changed the attack attribute of the first hit from leg attribute to body attribute. So is it? I forgot what that actually means. See, I'm sorry with most frame data and stuff because, like I said, I'm not an FG guy anymore. I draw manga, so forgive me if I don't remember what that actually was.
What one?
And the last one is his 6P, which they lowered the height of the knockback. So I guess, wait, is that 6? Am I thinking about that one? Wait, because it says 4 partners. I wonder if that's his 6. Well, no. Wait, I think that is his.
No, that's his partner skill. His 4 partner spell.
Yeah, 6P. So that's his. I think that's the Ice Blade. Yeah, I think that's the Ice Blade if I remember correctly. I stopped playing Jin on my squad because of how strong he was. I don't need nobody accusing me of territory. Like y'all can keep that to yourselves. I just like Jin because he was a cool character, crazy but cool. But go ahead. Now it's your turn with Noel.
Noel. His standing A right there has more startup now. His type 6 flash suppressor has more startup and reduced knockback on it on every hit besides the last. His Yugon Fenner has the largest hitbox of the first hit. His forward throw changed the damage values of the first and second hit, but the total damage is unchanged right there. So basically, they just changed it so that each individual value right there. Basically, they changed it right there so the damage is all about the same right there, but you don't. But they changed like how much damage you get to it over in total. Reduced knockback distance, increased hit stun for his forward throw, and reduce the landing recovery of the forward throw. With this move of judges, now he can come out with normal attacks on it, which is very good. Back throw, same thing right there for the first like his back throw right there in forward throw. Change the knockback from normal to a sliding down, with the ability to change the move now to be followed with normal attacks now, which is the same thing. His new supporting skill has extended the hitbox downward, and tactics mode made possible changes to go into that right there.
Okay, so, well, now that I think about it, maybe the leg attribute means that it hits low, but now it no longer hits, now block it standing. But now, on to Rachel, the vampire lolly that everybody loves, the vampire gothic lolly that everybody loves or hates. Standing A added the win effect portion, good, because she needed it. Like, I'm glad that these are mostly buffs that I'm actually glad about. Crouching A, attack now is cancelable to. Oh, good, you can. And let me see. The second hit from her auto combo, A delay A. Finally, you can now cancel it. Cancelable to normal attacks, and it jumps after hitting a projectile. Good. Because that was such a because I tried playing. Crouch tag does give me the ability to play characters that I otherwise had ignored in the original games that they're from. So glad that they did that. Sword Itis extended the hitbox of the lightning both horizontally ways. Oh, good. All right, good job. George the 13th added the hitbox to George during certain motions. Okay, now it's okay. All right, now George is usable. I remember when it was when they first showed EX cancel into like 3 George the 13th. Everybody was wondering if Rachel's going to be OP, but turns out no, she wasn't going to be. That was just Arxis being Arxis fucking. Mm-hmm. And then there's the grounded version of Baden Lily. Okay, it starts up faster, so good. All right, and then there's the aerial enhanced Baden, and of course it increased the startup speed to match that of the aerial. Okay, all right, all right. So both supers are faster now. All right, we good. Mm-hmm. Then there's the normal. Then there's the DHC version of Baden-Baden, which fixed an issue where the hit count scattered when hitting the opponent's partner character. Yeah, so it doesn't do that anymore. Like if your partner saves from all those hits, and Rachel's like, "Oh well, what the hell?" And then there's her 5P, which extended the hitbox downwards. So now she doesn't go far. And I think that's the one where she spins around and floats towards you. So that's good that they improved that as well. Now we're sitting on Tiger.
Okay. Tiger. Basically, his auto combos right there basically got changed so the distance between Tiger and the opponent is reduced upon hit, and diminish flame the damage on that. So basically, all his auto combos right there, that means that you're closer to him right there, and it's more easy to like punish him right there, or he's not, or he's less on block on it. So he is not as plus. His B Atomic Buster reduced knockback distance right there, so that means he's close to it after doing that move. And enhanced Genetic Emerald Tiger Buster, which is his command grab. And the fixed issue when the vulnerable duration was sorted in the normal generic. So basically, his EX command grab had less invincibility than his regular command grab or something like that. So they fixed it now. Or that's his super, I don't know. His aerial attendant,
those are his supers.
Okay, those are the super. So okay, so basically they make it so that his super right there, but his the invincibility for his supers right there, now have basically almost the same invincibility or more invincibility overall right there for everyone.
Yeah, because when they're talking about enhanced, they're talking about his resonance.
Oh, his resonance right there. Okay.
Yeah, resonance.
Okay. And same thing with aerial one, but that one right there has increased startup speed. So the master's the garnered one. The neutral partial skill has increased salvo distance and cross spread partner knockout wing intentions attack extended the downwards hitbox. So that means he has a hitbox when he comes in right there, like when he after your partner gets killed and he comes in.
Okay. Now a character that I have back and forth with occasionally. Hakumen, the end has come. So now we have smart combo. So they extended his smart combo on the fourth, his first one. They extended the hitbox upward, which is good, okay, because it was a little short, because his auto combos were a little short for some reason. But they decreased the frame advantage, so it's like, okay, all right. Mm-hmm. All right, so standing B, which is the slash where he just sticks his sword out. They extended the hitbox downward, so that's cool. All right, Zanshin. Oh, good. That's his. I believe that's his DP. I'm glad that they spread up the activation because there were certain times where you would, and like it was very slow on catching certain normals. I'm like, oh, come on now. I shouldn't be punished if I make the right read because my opponents suck ass. I mean, well, they don't suck ass. They're better. Then there's Yanagi, which is his, I think his EX counter. So they increase flame advantage and reduce the knockback distance. Additional paration. Now this move will now result in a full knockdown upon a counter hit. I think that's Yanagi. I think that's his counter, or maybe the no, that's not. That has to be the EX counter. Then there's empty sky form. Throws an unblockable attack can now all countered. Okay, so if I use the counter suit, then it better also counter things. Like that's BS, man. Then his backwards throw. Change the knockback to backward. Knockback to wall bounce becomes a wall splat in the corner. With the above changes move, now we follow. Okay. So now his throw does wall bounce when you're in neutral, and in the corner it does wall splat. So it's easy to follow up. All right, cool. I might try when I put the game back in.
Okay. Next we got new his auto combo. The second hit of his auto combo has a extended hitbox downward. His EX Sickle Storm has changed the knockback to a wall bounce when hitting it, so it's probably easier to combo to the opponent now. And fix an issue where the hit count scattered when the hitting the opponent's partner's catch. So basically, it felt like they fixed an issue with the hit counter right there. Increasing word because of that. His normal flow has reduced knockback and hit, increased frame advantage of the hit. So that means now you can come up by other normal attacks besides standing B or crossing normal. So that means you can easily combo it. Neutral counter shield has extended the hitbox downward, and tactics mode has made changes because of the system.
Oh, this is what I want to anyway because this is my character. This is who I use. Okay, so crouching. Oh wow, his crouching B be canceled into a normal throw. Didn't even know that. No longer canceled into a normal throw. Extend the hitbox downward of Rising Fang. That's his DP. So that's pretty cool that they extended the hitbox downward. So that's good. I'm glad that they because it is a good DP when somebody's coming up on you, but of course the hitbox wasn't that like large. But at least they extended it downward, so it can now. So it's now a pretty dependable, not dependable reversal, but it's a better one than previously. Forward throw. Oh man, this is one of my major points with his forward throw because unless you had because you could follow up on it, but it was so tricky because you could only cancel it with 236A. You couldn't follow it up with any of his normals because they went too far. But now they reduced the knockback's distance height, so you can follow it up better now. And I'm so glad because it was why would you throw somebody? Because if you did forward throw, you would only have to follow it up concretely with fucking Hungry Coils or 236C. So that's good. Backwards throw, increase knockback distance and height, change the knockback to a sliding knockback. I mean, from a sliding. Oh, good. You can wall bounce now. Finally. That's all I wanted was just a better way to link his damn back throw, but they fixed it. Yay. Yeah. And good. They extended the hurt box of his 5P. So that's cool. Thank you.
That's good. Okay, Makoto. His corner upper has a.
Oh no, it's a girl. It's her, the squirrel girl.
Yeah. I know it's a squirrel girl. That's my guy said it wrong.
Oh,
corner upper right there. Extended hitbox downward. Shooting star. Extended the lunging distance of that curls as a beat step back. So that means that after she steps back, there's more distance on that. Lightning arrow has a large hitbox now, and increased the drop speed and reducing the landing recovering on lightning arrow. Cyrus Joke changed the knockback effect in the corner from a wall bounce to a wall splat. EX Bing Bang Smash decreased the startup of it, imagining that out of the Noah Bing Bang Smash. Fits an issue, particle flare fits an issue where the follow-up attack could not occur under such circumstances, so that means that's good. So now that's a glitch right there, so that they got fixed. Change the input format to the follow-up input, allowing the following up input to register even there's a charge before the input timing. So that means they make it so that you don't freaking accidentally get other inputs than this one right here on the site. Made the activation timing of the second hit to duration faster, so that means you can everyone can combo easier for one side. EX Particle Flare increased startup speed matching that of the normal version Particle Flare. Forward throw increased knockback and distance height. So basically, she can now come up with normal attacks after a forward throw. Same thing with the back throw. And then her back partner skill, it has a large increased hitbox and increased drop speed. So that means it comes out faster now. And move now adjusts his movement distance around from the opponent. Basically, it tracks the opponent now. So there we go.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold up. Now that I'm looking at this change list, I know we're not trying to read every single one of these.
Yeah, but we can just go over everything. We can just quickly read it and basically we can just go over it right there because obviously there's a lot of fucking things. So basically,
so many stuff.
So here, just read up, just look up at them. And you can just basically give the TLDL of it.
Oh, wait, say it one more time. I'm sorry.
TLDL. Basically too long to read version of it.
Too long to read. Sorry, I didn't hear you because I also was reading something while you were talking to me. I was reading changes to Mitsuru, and I was because there's some changes that I thought were pretty cool. The second hit of Jump C is now cancelable, which I'm oh wow, that's great.
Okay.
And of course her 236 her 236A and her 236B. Wait, is that cool drive? Yeah. They extended the travel distance and the active frames, but the A version doesn't have they did frame advantage with the A version. But the B version has increased travel distance and Oh, good. They buffed EX. They buffed EX. They buffed the EX 2 to now she goes farther. Oh man, I did not. I love that her EX version started up went like super fast, but she traveled so short. It's like, why are you calling it the EX move if all it does is go fast? I want to travel a little.
Yep.
And okay, so 6P got buffed to where okay, wow, it didn't do chip damage, but they didn't fix that weird thing where it makes this weird sound. Like I don't know if this is only in the Switch version, but when that move connects with somebody on hit or on block, it makes this very deafening ass sound, like this loud as fuck. I'm like, damn, that's loud.
Damn, that's loud.
Yeah, it's loud as fuck. Like I don't know if it's in the PS4 version. I gotta turn on my PS4 and like test it out. But I know when I'm wearing headphones, bus when I'm labbing with Mitsudo on the bus, when that move with her 6P, like that those ice shards go right towards the opponent and they connect on hit or on block. On hit, it's worse because it sounds like it's like this big sound. It's loud and it's loud for no reason. But yeah, there's a lot of changes that I really do like. Her jump C now being cancelable on second hit being cancelable. That's good. That's great. I might have to definitely gonna have to go with her. Like I'm now looking at the characters I care about.
Yeah.
So that's
okay. So here, let's do our thing. Basically, let's see. Alzazoy right now basically he really didn't get anything interesting. He says a bug fix right there and a fixed hitbox on his skill right there. Astro had basically changes to his normals right there so that some normals can now allow him to do a normal fall off of it or cannot do a normal fall off of it. He has damage change on his jump chi. His auto combo can now be jump cancelable for his B version of it. A lot of things got changed with his hitboxes for his various special moves right there. And basically, now he can combo off his back throw by using normals for his like.
Well, for me, I'm looking at Linnaeus, and I'm glad that they decreased the additional paration and the initial paration of both her standing B and her crouching B. Because one of the complaints with, one of the things that I like, but I don't know, but they don't look like they've changed much with their damage. Because she still is like a very mix-up heavy character. Like she doesn't deal like oodles of damage like her other Undernight brethren and sisters in the game. But I do like her combo potential. I really wish that there was more. Like I'm glad that they did some stuff with her standing B and her crouching A because that's one of the things I also wanted to experiment more. Because there's a lot of Tiger Knee stuff you got to do for Linnaeus combos that just make it not worth it if you're using net play. Well,
yeah.
Net play with not good not good internet.
Well, for net, yep.
And I do like that they increased the startup speed of her 5P, which is one of her best assists in my opinion. So glad that it starts up. I mean, it starts up faster with her, so that way she can get her stuff started. Roll. Glad you didn't change roll, Arx. Roll is great. You got roll. Great. Praise be to roll.
Okay. Other things right there. Nine basically got similar changes to Azrael, where she can now execute a number 4 off of a normal. She can do a number 4 off of our auto combo. Her jump A now has more attackable timing, so they can't take all of it as fast. Basically, her flash enable change the attack treatment from body to change projectile to body right there. So that means now it's body immutable, so that means it's projectile from normals now, and her walk speed has been increased right there for her forward walk speed and backwards walk speed. Let's see. My also officially got a bug fix. There we go. There's my.
Wow. But I got a fix on her 6P. Okay, so there was no chip damage on her 6P, and they fixed that. Oh, this is the last one I want to because y'all better play him more. Y'all been crying for Juve. Well, I was also crying for Juve, and I do play him. But yeah, they increased frame advantage on the first and second hit. Good, because that was because trying to open up people with Juve was a little crazy, and it was like, why y'all do this? Y'all just bringing out all these. Y'all didn't even test these motherfuckers. And second form, Demon Fox. Great, and the EX version and the normal version and the follow-ups all have increased frame advantage and reduced knockback. So should really expand on his repertoire of moves already. And of course, Black Panther, the follow-up version, extended the travel distance and it starts up faster. And I'm glad that. So Jubei got some. Because it sounds like he has some much needed changes. I didn't play him too much, so I don't really know how good or bad these changes are. But I do know that some of these, when I was playing them, I was like, maybe Jubei's not for me, but I might give him another shot.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Let's go now. We're gonna go to Persona 4 right now. You basically got hitbox chains on his standing B and his normal version of cross strikes and normal version of Succession Duo. Um, has changed the frame advantage from a counter hit to basically like a normal hit, and his looks like I believe his persona disappears faster now, and then his partner skill, his forward partner skill, has a better hitbox of the initial hit upward.
Yeah, I already read who I wanted to from Persona. Like I got my girl Mitsuru got what she needed. You know, she was still decent already, but you know she got the changes that I'm glad. So good on that. But wait, there is one change. Wait, let me see what they did to Yukiko. I don't really know much about her, but I know that her and Chie were regarded as like two of the weakest characters in the game. Let me see what they do to Chie. Standing A, crouching A, and excuse me, 4A. I'm sorry, not 6. 4A. Change the maximum number of times in a single chain to 2. Standing B, increase blowback. Crouching B, enlarge the hitbox. So it's now a wider in range. It probably is going to be a better anti-air. I mean, mostly everybody's 2A would be an anti-air. Most characters. Smart combo, the third hit, extended the hitbox downward. Smart combo, the second hit, extended the hitbox forward. Okay, so they increased the range on most of her normals, very short. Like in Persona, Chie was that you weren't fucking with Chie if somebody knew how to play that character. Like she was dangerous. She was dangerous. I'll tell you as somebody who fought against her and who was hated to fight against her. She was dangerous, but in this game, she was as dangerous as a cocker spaniel. She won't do it. Like she was doing something if you didn't know. She was like Lucky Chloe. If you didn't know, she was doing shit. But you know.
Yep.
Let me see. Grounded Rampage extended the travel distance when inputting 6. So you go a little bit farther. Skullcracker increased the frame advantage and increased the blowback. Dragon Kick! I'm sorry, I love Erin Fitzgerald, and I know a lot of people don't like her in this one, but I love it, so I don't mind it. So she got buffed on Dragon Kick. Okay, but her little charge punch move, it increased the frame advantage and reduced the knockback, so that's nice. Her 5P. The hitbox downward, so good. Okay. Entrance attack after her partner KO, fixing an issue where the opponent was taking a guard motion, and of course, partially revised according to functional changes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Which one you on, Yuko or Chi?
Yukiko. I just finished reading Chie's. Now you're on Yukiko. That was the only one I wanted to read.
Okay.
I said I wanted to use Yukiko, but I saw Chie and I was like, let me read this.
Okay, Yuko. Basically, had the extended difference with. Okay, basically, Sandy A has extended the distance for transitions to attack motion. I don't know what that means. Now, if back A can now execute a counting A, change the number. Okay, so basically, you can use back A. More often in a combo right there, more of that. So basically now you can chain back A up to 3 times, matching constant A at the moment. Her jump B has reduced coverage and reduced landing right there for all versions of her jumping normals for her B. Her jump C has increased rollback and reduced landing recovery, so that means she has landing recovery on it now. Small auto combo has better travel distance right there for the fourth hit, lowering the rollback height of her first hit for grounded A agility, and then sending the uncheckable time for the first hit of her grounded B. Marguerite, which I don't know what that is, increases the rollback distance of height for that move, increase the knockback from a normal height knockdown to a rolling knockdown. Flame boost reduces recovery, and since the number of times the B person reduces health to 1. Fire flame boost reduces recovery. Flame level decrease the damage boost rate of each level. EX Heidemann, I don't know what that word is, decrease the issue when the vulnerability time was shorter than normal as in full bloom, increases startup. Neutral party skill has a more attackable time right there, but also has more rollback on the first hit. Forward party skill has more attackable time on the first hit, and Yuko will now face towards the opponent when the Phoenix Flames comes out. Phoenix Flames will now be fired towards Yuko. Enters attack after party KO, fits an issue when the opponent was taking a guard motion. So basically, they try to move the guard motion from that. Okay. Kanji.
I'm done with all the things like so much to read.
That's right, TLDR. Right, TLDR.
Too long didn't read. The characters that needed buffs, they got buffs. The characters that didn't need buffs, they didn't really get nerfs, but they also aren't, they aren't trash either. They didn't get super nerfs, but they got the changes, the fixes they needed. So it's basically like, I'm paraphrasing also what I saw someone say on Twitter when I was looking through what people thought of the balance change. But yeah, I definitely see now that is a thing. Characters that definitely needed buffs, they got buffs, and the characters that were super strong and probably needed some nerfs, they didn't really get the nerfs, but they definitely didn't get like super buffs either. Like they didn't get the nerfs that everybody wanted to get. What I mean.
Yep.
But they definitely got worked in a way where they're not going to be like super strong. I guess I want to say.
Yep. Okay. I think we probably don't need to go for everyone right there. I can probably just link it in the bottom right there if people want to read more of it. Because obviously there's still a lot of stuff to go through because we have to go through the rest. We have to go through the rest of the. Like,
so forget about ignorance if I didn't like word some stuff correctly or whatever.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've looked at change lists and really dabbed in them. Oh goodness, I'm tired. Oh, gosh.
Yep. So yeah, basically like a lot of changes right there. A lot of characters got buffed. Some top tier characters got nerfs right there, but not nerfed to oblivion. They got nerfs to make it more overall closer to everyone else at the moment. So yeah, that's basically everything right there. Sorry about not going for the whole list right there, but obviously we don't want to go for a whole list. Like we saw the Tekken list and no. And
we do not want to do that, guys.
Damn! Where the hell did you come from?
Oh, me?
Well,
I'm back now. Sorry about that, guys. I was doing some stuff. Well, I'm back now.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, basically that's the major changes right there. And sorry about not going through all of them.
Did I scare you, dude? Did I scare you, say?
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably scared of him because he's not talking anymore. Okay,
I think I did actually. Wow.
Okay. Couple more topics real quick. One is Jump Force right there, which is basically a 3D brawler-esque game right there that basically has a lot of the major Shogun Jump titles out there. Basically Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, and also Hunter x Hunter at the moment that are known to be in the game, and also probably Death Note, because Death Note is basically a tease about it, but they haven't gone anything about who's gonna be playable in the game yet, and how they're gonna play. But the game looks pretty freaking like a 3D Fire is supposed to look right now. A 3D brawler is supposed to look. So yeah. The characters that interest me the most right now are the Hunter x Hunter characters. That's because if you ever fucking read the manga or watched the anime, you know that these characters are fucking amazing and how fucking awesome they are.
Kahlua is best boy.
Who's best boy?
Kahlua is best boy.
Kahlua is best boy. Then who's that? Says, guess what? Cooler's best boy, but guess what? Liaro fucking gets announced next.
Hey! Don't be coming at my boy! He still best boy.
Yes. It says, yeah. So there's definitely that, but guess what? Miriam or Netero fucking gets announced right there. It's like, okay, I'm fine with both of those characters too. It says,
But there's some nice little reveals. Like, I'm not really all that paying attention to Jump Force. I did hear about the Hisoka, Gon, and Blackbeard and the other characters that were announced. I thought that was cool. I'm glad that when Ichigo was announced, he does have on his outfit that he wore in like the final part of the series, which is nice. And Ruki is in the game, so I was like, oh, okay, that's fine, that's cool, I guess. But this is definitely going to be a game that I'm probably going to get just when it's on sale, like when somebody's going to get it for like cheap. The graphics are not too bad. I mean, it looks a little weird with that cel shaded look, but I definitely am like the anime, like slight anime fan in me, kind of tickled by, because I did enjoy the Jump series when the first two started. Their little got their infant start on the DS, Jump Superstars and Jump Ultimate Stars, which I had both. I ported both of them on my DS, and I enjoyed them. So this is something that I'm like looking at, but I'm not really all like it's. That's how I'm responding to it.
Yep.
Of course, I'm not gonna shit on it, but you know.
Let's see. Okay. And then we're gonna talk about one other thing right there. And then we're gonna bring up. Then I want to bring up like one or two other topics right here that I'm not having in the topic list right here. Which is basically the next one's gonna be what's gonna be Cooler. Cooler obviously is going to be coming out near the end of the month with another DLC character, which most likely will be Android 17, most likely the Ranger version from Super. And obviously, Cooler looks pretty fucking cool at the moment because.
I know you tried. I heard that you tried to avoid.
I didn't mean to actually do that pun right there, but that's how it came out.
I saw that you tried to avoid saying cool, but hey, look, I will blame you, bro. I will blame you. Like it was perfect still.
Yeah. So but he looks pretty like interesting to play right there because he doesn't have a costing low right there, but he has the ability to go through beams right there. He's a big body, obviously he's that. But he looks pretty fucking sick. I can't deny it right there. But
he sounds like tough. He sounds like my type of cat though, right there. Big bodies, you know.
Yeah, big body right there. He's gonna be something like Broly right there. Yeah, Broly's obviously another big body right there with issues right there, but he's fucking like very freaking fun to watch just because it's Broly. Cooler obviously looks sick, and I can't wait to actually try him out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, also Switch owners, it is can pre-order the digital version of Dragon Ball FighterZ. It comes out on the 28th of September, and of course it has the FighterZ edition and the Ultimate edition that the Steam and PS4 version also got. And of course they cost the same exact crazy ass price that both versions have. So of course you get all the DLC. I'm sorry. The picture you put in the chat. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry they do you. I'm sorry they do you. I'm so sorry they do you. I'm sorry. Damn. Oh man, Leon, I'm sorry. I'm sorry they're doing this to you, bro. You don't deserve it.
It's fine, man.
You deserve better. But I was saying, of course, the Fighter edition and the Ultimate edition has the Ultimate edition has that commentators pack, the anime V, whatchamacallit pack, and all that little goodies and all that little the Avatar little stickers and stuff that came with. And of course, it comes with the DLC that's been released thus far for the game. So if you purchase the FighterZ edition of the Ultimate edition, you get all the DLCs up to that's going to be released up to that point, and that includes Cooler and Base Vegeta and Base Goku. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick for my Switch buddies, because I've seen that. Oh, props to the. I'm glad that y'all are showing y'all support for the Switch version, because both on Amazon and on when the beta was on, a a lot of people were playing. A lot of people, and I also did played in it for like one day, and I'm very impressed that the netcode was still just as good as its other HD cousins. And the game looks great. Like the game actually looks like there's lost detail in like some parts of the backgrounds, but other than that, in both handheld and dock mode, the character models themselves all still look stellar. And of course, that's your thing. 1080p, 60 frames per second in dock, 720, 60 frames per second in handheld. Woo! Gaming Dragon go! Alright. So proud of you guys. I'm proud that y'all really showed your support. Just like the producer also thanked you guys. I gotta throw my thanks to y'all. When y'all said that, hey, throw this game on the Switch and we'll buy it, y'all weren't kidding. Y'all weren't talking out of your butts. So I'm proud of y'all. Like whenever a game has been ported to Switch and y'all say I'll buy it, y'all have bought it. I'm gonna stop picking on y'all. Mostly, if y'all stop crying for Waluigi.
Yep. Okay, so the other DLC for the game that's going to be that's most likely going to be coming out is Android 17 from Super. That I don't know. I have not gotten to that far to it right there, so I don't know what he can do. So have you guys watched Super up to that point at all?
I haven't barely like any. I barely like watched any of us Super at all, man.
Yeah, same here. Like I've been watching clips. Oh, don't worry, you're not spoiling anything. I already like clip of the last episode. I know who won the tournament of power. It won't Goku, so I'm just gonna throw that spoiler out there. Yeah. But don't worry, you're in safe hands.
Yeah, basically, I don't know how the character's gonna play as. That's because I haven't seen him play right there. I only know basically what he can do with Android 18 from the Cell Saga. So I don't know what he can do yet. So sorry about not giving him much opinion out of it, but I'm still freaking hyped out to see what he can do with there, because who knows, he might freaking interest me in a way that like Android 18 has to it. So yeah, so I can't wait. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really happy that boy does make it.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna do a couple other topics here. One is kind of a topic that was fucking huge back when it happened, because it happened a couple weeks ago and it was a very big tragedy right there. Which this topic right here is the shooting that happened at a Madden tournament in Tampa Bay, Florida.
Yep.
No, Jacksonville, Florida. That basically I believe cost 2 people their lives, and basically one person, and the guy basically killed himself or died in gunfire by the police right there, and all because this guy was salty because he lost a freaking a tournament match. Like,
that is crazy, man. That's
I believe he killed.
Yeah,
I think he killed like 3 people and then killed himself, or 4 people and then killed himself. It was a pretty senseless killing, and it definitely was something that everybody was like, I mean, it could happen, and it probably will happen eventually. But I know that was just something that we all said to just kind of just get it out of our heads, like, oh, look, if we don't mention it, then maybe it won't happen. Maybe it will happen. If we mention it, it won't happen. One of those reverse psychology. But it seems like our worst fears were realized. Somebody legit, like I know that I've been, and I know that throughout my childhood and my teenage years, that the saltiness that my cousins or my friends have felt have led to fights. Like people have fought each other over like video games, whether it be Mario Party or Mario Kart or in fighting games. But I have never met any, or I was dreading the day that somebody was accidentally salty enough to start killing people over losing. That's a whole new level that I was hoping that we never got to, but we reached that point, boys, and it's not happening.
Yeah, and because of this thing is also it's affecting the fighting game community too, because I know that Resource has taken security checks up to the next level, where basically everything that you bring in right there is going to be tracked. Even the sticks that people brought in right there will be opened up and checked right there to make sure that nothing suspicious is being brought inside. Because
that right
there is some people that might be going too far now, But knowing what happened right there at a tournament right there, I'm okay with it. That's because it's either like they have to freaking be very extra cautious right there because we don't know how that guy bought that gun in there because he could have bought it in like in his bag and stuff like that, or could have had it on him right there. We don't know how he brought it in. So basically, like,
Oh, no, they're not taking any chances. I know everybody was picking with Shin for when final round happened, I believe last year, and everybody had clear backpacks, and everybody was like itching a bitch and acting all brand new about it. But hey, clear backpacks out for now, aren't they?
It says, and guess what, right there? They basically said, okay, then you can't join the tournaments because I'm making sure that everyone else is safe right there. And basically, that's what so you know like X Valet and the Level Up Live crew is doing. They're making sure that this thing does not happen again to the best of the ability. So obviously, I agree with that right there, and obviously it will suck right there for people that have custom controllers, and that might be a bit to put that together. But they do say that they do have experts right there that actually put sticks back together right there. You know, expert people that actually repair sticks or make sticks right there to help put their sticks back together like the best way they could right there. And I think this is the way that we have to start going right now because obviously with like that happening in the world right there, people are going to be starting to scared right there, and people if they think that a tournament right there is because if they freaking lose a guy to a tournament right there, and they don't know if that guy will do something that they don't like to that person because he just like lost because of that. So that's why they have to freaking like take such security measures for it right now. And I believe like Mr. Wizard, the people at Capcom Fighters is gonna make sure that same thing too. I think they're gonna have a security so this something like this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, it's really something that I like. There are some extreme measures that I think are going a little overboard in my opinion, but I just can't fault most of the CEOs who have went to these super extreme measures because we legit have a gentleman who sat there and was like, huh, I lost, so people gotta die today, and I'm just lost for like words that somebody legit just took a loss that hard. Like you really just sat there and just thought and just were sitting there contemplating before you were like, well, this game ain't. I mean, these people ain't gonna kill themselves and just went spraying, you know. And then we're too much of a strong, upstanding citizen to face the consequences of your actions in the court of law or in the court of public opinion. And we're like, you know what? Let me off myself. So. Very interesting. I just cannot fathom how some people's thought process when it comes to certain things that are just so superficial. And I know that we all enjoy certain things to a point where we make it our lives. Like I know I've made gaming my life a part of my life, but it's just so crazy that somebody just sat there and like, all right, cool, time to go fuck up everybody's day because I lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I go into the lab and find out what you did. He has a lab, but go to the lab and find out what you did wrong. You just was like, nope, nope, nope. So that's just sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do any of you guys have any other topics at all that we want to talk about before we end the episode at all?
I don't know. I think that we covered everything we needed to.
Yeah, there might be a couple of like news things that we missed like over the times, like other like small fighting games that got announced or like other like small freaking things got it, but they're not super important right there, or it's something that we we might have missed it that we don't know like what we missed or not.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, I mean, there are some fighting that may or may not. Oh, Jaco, is your mic working?
Oh, there we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, there we go. It's all good now.
Oh wait, there is a fighting game. Of course, most like you guys probably don't know, but yeah, there finally is a port announced. I've been keeping tabs on this game since it came off arcades or was announced for arcades last year, November, I believe, November of last year. I can't remember exactly, but a million author, Arcana Blood. They're definitely excited for that. Like I mentioned before, SNK Heroines, SNK and Square Enix did a collaboration where basically they grabbed two characters from their respective series. Thief Author joining SNK Heroines, and Iori being one of the guest characters in Author Arcana Blood. Very awesome looking anime fighting game. Developed by the same people I believe did Nitro Plus Blaster and another fighting game that I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember Plus Blaster, and that's an exciting fighting game. I advise you all to look up. Definitely looks cool. Definitely looks fun and anime. But what I mean by it looks insanely fun because the damage is off the wall, the combos are great, and of course it has an assist system like most anime. So, and then I love my 1v1s, and that game is dropping in Japan. Pre-orders are ready now. If you want to pre-order for Japan, I'm going to sometime soon, maybe.
That's nice.
But it's coming out in November sometime, and I forgot what date in November because I'm dumb. Can't remember exactly. Let me try to see if I can look this up real quick. But yeah, let me also send y'all the trailer in case y'all want to check it out. Very fun looking game. And since Iori's going to be in it, it's like, all right, cool, that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and yeah, that's one of the things. It was announced right after the tournament. Really fun to watch. I watched it. And like I said, I really do love the way this game looks and the way it plays. It is aesthetically pretty. Like the aesthetics in this game are very pretty, and I love me a pretty anime fighting game. But yeah, the game comes out November 29th, and so if it does get a port, I'll buy it twice. But I'll buy it. I'm gonna definitely slap that pre-order down whenever they announce it for Japan.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything at all?
I think I'm good for now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good at that.
Okay.
I'll head off for now.
Okay, well then, thank you guys for watching right there for this episode of Team Area Combos here. I am your host, Flying High, and I will see you next time with it. And we have the other two guys here signing off for the night. What's this, Jacob man?
Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast for tonight, guys. It was very fun for tonight.
Yep,
and of course you got yours true.
And we have Jane and S right here.
The man himself, JJ.
Huh?
455. The man himself.
Yeah. Oh, Jacob, question. I actually
What's up?
got that. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Flying High. Forgive me. Your tournament, it's on Saturday, right, at 7?
Yep, that's correct.
Go! I will try to be there to see so you guys can all hear my lovely but annoying voice.
Yes, we will love it. We will love to have him back, man. We love the commentary, back in the day, the good old days.
Want to see if I still got it, so I definitely. It's pretty good.
You don't have it, man.
And thank you, Flying High, for the honor of being able to participate in your podcast yet again.
Yep,
it's always a pleasure.
Welcome. Okay, thank you guys for joining in and watching, and have a nice night. I am Flying High.
I'm Shaco Man.
And I'm yours truly, Nerd455 again, saying that again twice because I cut off my boy and I feel very bad.
And thank you for watching and have a nice night.
All right, see you guys.
I see you.
It's Marvel, baby.